A horrible way to start the newscast after a long weekend. We're talking gun violence again. A top concern for many this week after a violent weekend saw 11 people shot on our streets and yet another shooting early this morning. Our Tammy Sutherland's at the scene of this latest shooting. This is in King West. Tammy.
Yeah, that's right. We're at King in Portland right now. You can see it's still a very active scene. Police there putting out evidence markers and taking pictures of evidence found here on Portland after the shooting that happened at about 2:40 this morning. A male was shot in either the hip or the leg, somewhere in the lower part of the body. He is expected to survive, and police are now on the hunt for suspects. They have recovered a white SUV that was seen fleeing the area at the time. It has a bullet hole in it, and police do say that the occupants of that vehicle are cooperating with investigators. Now, again, this is just the latest shooting in a series of gunshots and gunfire incidents over the weekend that saw a total of 11 people shot over the weekend itself, 8 of them since Saturday. That includes a double murder that happened not too far from here at Queen and Peter, just outside of Cube nightclub. 3 people were shot, 2 of them were killed. And then on Sunday night at about 10:30 in the very busy area of Kensington Market at Augusta and College, there were 4 people who were shot there as well. All 4 of them expected to survive, but one person rushed to hospital in very serious condition. Now, again, this comes after another weekend that we had last weekend of several gun incidents and multiple murders. Again, Toronto Police Chief Mark Saunders, as well as Toronto's Mayor John Tory, calling for more action on this, as well as Premier Doug Ford putting out a statement saying that he wants more than just thoughts and prayers. They do want action in order to tackle what they think is gun violence that right now is ravaging this city. So, of course, we'll bring you the latest on this shooting here. Police are asking anyone who has any information in either of these shootings to give them a call. Again, the one common element, Melanie, is that all of these shootings that happened over the weekend, all in very public spaces, while many people are out, including that Queen shooting that happened in broad daylight. Mel, I'll send it back to you.
Definitely a cause for concern. Thank you so much for that, Tammy. 2 other news that we're following at this hour: an OPP officer in hospital in serious condition after being struck by a vehicle on the 400. Now, it appears to have happened during a traffic stop. The officer on foot on the southbound lanes of the 400 near Finch when he was hit. It's not clear if the vehicle involved, if it remained at the scene. All lanes of the 400 have since reopened, but this investigation far from over. 2 men suffering serious but non-life-threatening injuries are both facing assault charges after a stabbing in North York. Police responding to reports of people fighting in the Wilson Heights and Shepherd Avenue area just before 11 o'clock last night. One of the males fleeing the scene in a car was apprehended a short time later. A female also suffering minor injuries. Disgraced movie producer Harvey Weinstein now facing new sexual assault charges, ones that could land the 66-year-old in jail for life. The charges stem from an allegation that he forcibly performed a sex act on a woman back in 2006. If he is found guilty of the new charges, he faces a minimum of 10-year jail term and a maximum of life behind bars. Back in May, Weinstein pleading not guilty after being charged with rape in cases of 2 other women. Weinstein's downfall sparked the Me Too movement. As many as 75 women have since come forward claiming wrongdoing by the former movie mogul. Well, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on the weekend denying any claims that he groped a female reporter 18 years ago while at a BC fundraiser. Trudeau says he remembers the event clearly and that he couldn't recall, quote, any negative interactions at all. The newspaper the unidentified reporter worked for at the time claimed that Trudeau apologized for his actions. This is the first time since the incident that the PM has commented directly on the allegations. Trudeau has been a champion of women's rights. 4 MPs have resigned or been kicked out of caucus because of sexual misconduct claims since Trudeau has been Liberal leader. Well, Mexico's incoming new president says he wants to build a stronger relationship with the U.S. and is a strong supporter of getting a new NAFTA deal done. The leftist Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador won the Mexican vote in a landslide on the weekend. He has since had a half-hour phone conversation with President Trump, promising better relations with the U.S. The Mexican president-elect had blasted Trump on the election trail, critical of his family separation policy. Canada, the U.S. and Mexico are in the midst of trying to reach a new NAFTA deal, but it may be a while before it's done. Donald Trump says he wants to wait until after the November midterm elections to sign a new trade pact.